Well, hello, folks. Fat Guy Flies RC. How y'all doing? Coming to you from the man cave. I'm kind of misty in here for some reason. All right, going to do an unboxing, possibly an assembly of the all-new, or at least all-new to me, the FREEWING 80mm F9F-8 COUGAR. Now, I brought this is the plug-and-play version, so it has that new generation of their new no more efficient motor EDF. It's got more power and everything, and it also comes with that. I guess it's the E52 gyro. So you need a 7-channel receiver, and so I'll be using my wonderful Gen 2 Luminar X Gen 2 receiver for that. Let's get it unboxed and take a look. It's supposed to be a very simple build. Oh, it's a 2-part coffin. So, okay. All right. Nice unfolded manual. Love the unfolded manuals. Okay. Of course, everything is, packed where you can drop it off the back of a truck, and it certainly isn't going to hurt it any. So, alright, right off the bat, we've got our first half of our wing hat, and the nice thing, it's got the CG marks are right there. On each of these wings, you got your molded in CG mark right there. Alright. You cannot feel the individual cells of the foam. You can still kind of see them, but you can't feel them. This has got the quick release. And yeah, a lot of people are not throwing a fit, but they're making so why didn't they put these on the underside? And I would have to ask the same question. Why wouldn't they put the quick connects on the underside of the wing where you can't see them? But they didn't. I'm sure FREEWING had its reason for that, but we don't know. Nice canopy. It's got a actually has an instrumentation on the cantle on the instrument. Can't talk. You can see instruments. Okay. Very nice looking. Very nice. They definitely got that carved away, so for your batteries. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Got our little individual missiles that are tucked in there. They've got that railing system. You got your pitot tube, and then the optional nose cone that I'll be going with because I don't want that great big thing hanging out acting like a pole vault for me to catch the plane on when I bounce into the grass. Got your little guns that you can glue in, little antenna that I will not be gluing in, and then the very small bag of screws. They're all like a 1.5 millimeter this time, not Phillips head, and that's just for the tail because the wings go on by themselves. A nice big tube of the Chinese glue. And I will tell you something, this is not true, but I've actually had through my head that I would buy one of these models just for this glue. I wouldn't, but you almost would, because that glue is just like some of the best glue. That Chinese glue is just like some of the best glue you could ever possibly get. The other wing. Okay. Again, you can see the individual cells, but you can't feel them. Everything is already hooked up. So again, the wing is going to be a nothing connection. Looks like the one piece I'm attached is there. keeping up with our debris. This is kind of unusual that the, usually when you open up these FREEWINGs models, the fuselage is the other side up, but this one isn't. So that's different. All right. Got our vertical stabilizer. Again, very simple build because everything is already hooked up right there. You have that one small spar that's going to go in there. That's your vertical stabilizer. Very nicely done. Apparently there's a, okay, the servo connection is what is rattling in there. There must be some sort of connecting rod or something that moves the entire rudder. So, that. Keep up with my debris. And then we got the main event. Set that off for just a moment. Got your big drop tanks that are magnetic. Oh, these are, this is something they don't show in that commercial. These fins on the other side, they're like rubbery. They're plastic and rubbery. They have some give to them, which is good because when you hit grass and other things, it gives you a little bit of give. That is a good thing. Now, there's pieces of wood in the foam here. They're just for support. I highly suggest removing that from the crate, and that is great wood to be used in your models and different things. So, if you're like me, you use almost, use almost everything. Try to recycle and repurpose things as much as you can. Just a good practice. All right. This thing is shaped. I tried to describe this to my wife, and I said, as far as the entire body is a lifting body, and I could tell by the pause in the phone she knew what I meant. I'm like, okay. I said, basically take a football, make the football malleable, and then pull the football side out, and now the whole thing is got like one big wing. The whole thing is a lifting body. Nice gray top, nice contrast. And this is painted, not just bare foam. So that is a very nice touch. All right, let's set this off to right there. We'll talk about this fuselage for a moment. Number one, look at how big the fuselage is. Look how much room you have in there. Okay? Look at that. And that yellow telltale plug, that yellow plug on the ESC, that is your thrust reverse. All right, now this doesn't have a removable nose cone per se, but this entire front here, this is all hard plastic. Okay, so you can stand her up in the corner in order for storage. All right, looks like we have a very simple build here. So let us go ahead. I have to wonder about something. These are supposed to be these little spars that are just hanging out in there. I'm wondering if they, okay, yeah, you don't even need these. You take these, they're in the fuselage, out, because they're going to be replace these hard ones that go in here, because they're the same diameter. They're not going to fit within themselves. Okay, so let's take a look. Very, very small part count. Okay, you're going to want, the first thing you're going to want to do is get this long plastic piece out, okay, because you're wanting this spar. Okay, the other thing you're going to want is the other small baggie, okay, that has these screws in it. So let's open that up, okay, and let's grab the small baggie. Now, magnetic trays, very important. These are something you want, these magnetic trays. You've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 screws, but I think one is extra. You should only have to use 6, if I remember watching my videos right. So I'm going to try not to slice open my finger, because that would not be good. And put all them screws, little magnetic tray, so I don't lose them. Get my parts out of the way, because parts is parts is parts is parts. Okay, and we're going to, first thing we're going to grab is this entire assembly here. Okay, now if you look, you have this big channel here. Okay, you also have an open channel up in there. So for the wiring from each of these horizontal stabilizer, they have provided you with a little miniature go-get-em wire, which the FREEWING go-get-em wires are an absolute godsend. Do not throw them away when you're done with a model. Keep these little go-get-em wires. They are so handy. They have helped me so many times in so many different models that have nothing to do with FREEWING. Okay? So you're going to take your 2 halves. Make sure you got them. You're going to grab the hole of your tail. You see that hole there? Go ahead and fish that through. Set that off to the side. You're going to grab each of your halves, okay, of your vertical stabilizer. Let me set this back just a touch so you can take in more of what I'm doing here. Okay, unwire that, kind of straighten that out. Okay, this side here with the servo is going to go down. Okay. Slide this on. You see that there's a hole there? See right there? Slide that on there if you can. Okay, you might have to do it. Might have to have a little bit of force there. Okay, hold on. Sometimes these things can be a little bit tricky. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to push that through there, and I'm going to kind of hold it off the side. I'm going to hold on to my wire, and I'm going to take this go-get-em wire. Okay, I'm going to fish this down in there. And I'm going to grab it with a supplied go-get-em wire. See? Right there it is. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, I'll pull that wire through. Okay, and slide that in. I'm going to take a 1.5 millimeter screwdriver or hex driver. I'm going to go ahead and secure that onto there. I'll kind of support it with the back of my fingers there. Alright, and that is on there. I'll grab my other half. Notice I have a different color. Same signal. Find my hole. Fish that on there. Fishing my second elevator extension through this cavern here, if I can get it to go down there. Okay, grab my go-get-em wire that's now hooked up on my first one. I'm going to look for that other wire. See how easy that is? Just bring that through there like that. sure you don't have anything pinching. Got all my wires dangling now. Alright, grab another one of these screws. Okay. And we're going to secure the vertical stabilizer in place. These have hex head drive, but they're going into hard plastic, so which I like hex head because it's more secure. But that is in there, and the spar is attached. So the tail feathers are basically done. All right. Now you're going to have a screw here, screw on either side, so that's 3, and then you're going to be poking through the decal. You can kind of, should be able to feel it with your finger. Where is it? Here, somewhere along here there's going to be, maybe not. Oh, it's here. It's on the, it's actually on the fuselage. Through the top of the A on this side, and the top of the V on the other side. All right, now this is important, so pay attention here. If you look, you have 3 places, okay? You've got your rudder, and you've got, actually got 4 places, but you got your rudder, and then you got actually 4 elevator connection points. Pay attention to polarity, okay? The negative, if you got the tail up like this, the negative or the black side of the wire or the plug is going to go on this side, and the positive or the red side is going to be on this side, or over here on this side. So on this side, negative, on this side, positive. All right, and let me show you what we're talking about here. What I'm talking about is when I hook on this tail, the black side of the wire, okay, is going to be on this side, and then the light side of the wire is going to be over there. Okay, so the one closest towards the main mass is your elevators, and your rudder's in the rear. They're all labeled, okay? So I'm going to take my elevator, the first one, I'm going to put the black side on this side over here, on this side, or the dark side of that elevator. This slides in nice and tight. I'm going to take the other side of the elevator, put that nice and tight, and then the rudder, which is labeled, is going to be back towards the very rear, the dark side of the cable, in this case brown, and so one wire is the black and the white, so the black's going to be on this side, white's going to be on this side. The other 2 wires are brown and yellow, so the yellow is going to be over here towards me, and the black is going to be towards you, that way over there. Okay? And that's the polarity. You have to pay attention to polarity. Tuck these wires here that are coming out of the front of the tailpiece, tuck them back up in that channel, and then set this down in here, like that. Okay. And that almost friction fits in there by itself, but of course we're not going to hold it to that. First thing you're going to want to do is hook up this front point, and screw that in there. Has a very obvious bottoming out. It gets super tight, so you stop there. And then you've got connection on either side. There's a hole right there, it's obvious. I'll show you this other one. Very obvious. Now you see the hole back there? Right here on my finger? That's where that one's going to be, but we're not done yet. Okay. Okay. We're not done yet. We actually have to poke, and this I don't like. You have to poke some decals in order to finish attaching it, which I don't necessarily agree with, but You know, they could have done something different, but I guess the scale and designers said, well, this is a kind of a small sacrifice. All right, now on here, you can kind of feel at the top of that V, you kind of see, I don't know if you can see it in the light right here, but you see that little, I think that little circle I'm kind of making with my finger? There's like a little circle there. All right, it's going to be right there, okay? And that's where you're going to screw this in, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side, and I'll show you. And yes, this is my first time putting this model together. However, whenever I, especially when I spend $300 or $400 or more, like this is what, $489, something like that for this. I'll watch the assembly videos that Motion RC or whatever manufacturer puts out 7 or 8 times from length to length. And on the other side, before I put these things together, if you feel the very top of the A is where, and the navy A, right there is where that pokes in. And you put your last screw. You do not get any extra screws. Okay? No extra screws. No extra screw, man. No extra screws for you. You get to the chopper. Anyways. All right. Like I say, they have a very obvious bottoming out point. Let's see if I can get that back in there right and make sure it's nice and secure. Okay, got it. Now, I'll take this and, wait, did I get that? Hold on, I hate leaving anything that I think maybe, okay, there it is. Okay, good. Okay, now we got it. All right, you've got your basic fuselage together, right? Okay, let's get our plane stand for this step here. This is the one of the Hobby King large scale plane stands, which I really like because it's completely adjustable. All right, let me grab this bad boy. Okay. Now turn the model over. Okay. I want to show you how pretty the belly is. Okay. Everything's actually done from the top. If you look on the sides though, looky there, looky there. Got that pigtail hanging out. That's the only connection you've got. This is very, very obvious. Okay? The white side of the plane is what goes down. The gray side of the plane is what goes up. So, this spar is in there hard. That's why you remove those other spars. I really don't know why they did that. I guess it's just for packing, but I would turn the plane, turn it this way, get to where you can see the top. There's 2 little notches that are out on this ribbon cable, or just a quick connect. Okay, there's 2 little notches. All right, when you look on the cable, there's those 2. See, you can get to the camera there. There's those 2 little notches there. So it only is going to fit one way. And this is meant for you to do this at the field quickly and easy. Okay? So, sorry, I'm going to have my head. In this case, this ribbon, this is the exact same ribbon setup as on the B52, B25J. So the tooth will be facing downwards. Okay? You get them lined up, and it should just go, it just feeds in there. They get lined up right there. See, that's what those teeth are for, so that you don't mess it up. All right, it pops in. All right, kind of squeeze your 2 quick connect the ribbons together there, or quick connects together. And then make sure that these, okay, if they're kind of Look at how this one is. They're not like completely seated. Look how this one is kind of pushed back a little bit that way. All right, they need to be absolutely, hear that little click? They've got to be all the way forward and clicked in. That way, that wing is on there. Otherwise, it's going to slide right off. And if you don't make sure of that, you're going to lose, your wing's going to become disconnected in flight, and then you're going to have a very bad day. All right, again. All right, in this case, looky here. This is why the go get 'em wire helps. That ribbon has worked its way up in there, but I can see it. Grab that go get 'em wire and pull that puppy out of there. All right. Get my wing lined up. And this is the same thing. The teeth, those teeth are going to go in the downward direction. And my ribbon wire just went and fished itself right back up in there again. As you can tell, I do all this stuff in one take. So all my videos are raw. Alright, you can only pull it out so far. Get it lined, get your spar lined up, get it in there. That'll help steady the wing for you. This is obvious. I don't have to pull this up close to you to see. It's obvious the teeth go down. The whole thing just kind of, it clicks in. It has a very obvious click in point. Kind of free up your teeth a little bit, your quick connect teeth. And then make sure that they are forward. Or going, the one's going toward the back of the plane. This one's going towards the front of the plane. That way the thing is locked in. And if you're not sure about it, carefully take your plane, pull on the wing. You let the whole weight. If it's in there, it's in there. It is not going anywhere now. All right, now the other thing we're going to do on the assembly are just the simple little peripherals. Okay? Now, you have somewhere. Okay. All my guns. Oh my goodness, all my guns. All my guns have gone bye-bye. Alright, well when I find them, there's 4 little black guns. And they just pressure fit right on in there. Okay? Because you don't really have to necessarily glue them in. Pressure fit will hold them in fine. They're just here in my chaos somewhere. I'm just not seeing them. Okay, you get an extra clevis connector, an extra ball link connector, but you don't need them because everything's already hooked up. This is the antenna that would go right there, and it's just going to friction fit in. It goes in right there in the front. Okay, normally your big pitot tube that you would have would go right here. And that just friction fits in like that. What happened to my cap? But like I say, that little orange cap that right here, is what I will normally be putting in. And this would be what I display. Okay. But I'll normally have this one in here. That little cap like that. And the antenna will just be a display. They just pop in. They're just friction. Okay. And then when I might do like a little Velcro thing and keep this inside or something like that. This plastic's not going to interfere. But let's go ahead and go to the actual gluing that you do have to do. There is a small amount of gluing, which they overkill you on glue. And they give you this great big thing of glue. And I love it because this is like the best glue ever. And I'm going to use my open one from a previous kit. And what we're going to do is put in the railing system piece, which I guess I didn't pull out of the model. Must still be in the foam. This is why you check your foam. And there's 2 inserts that go on either side of the wing. So they're still over here in the foam still. Right here. Here they are, and they're, see, this is why you look at every nook and cranny, every crevice. I have a cascade. They're wrapped in foam, so They were camoed. They were white camoed in there. All right, and I'm sorry if it seemed like I'm rushing. It's just that this is such a simple build, and a lot of my viewers have said they really like me doing the unboxing builds together, and I'm trying to keep it as, how you say, short and sweet. All right, these only go one way. You have a channel, okay, a little hard piece there. So if I try to put this one over here, that can fix over there too. I guess they're universal; they go either way, but they don't go. They go the same direction though. Okay, they're not going to go this way. They're going to go this way. Okay, they glue in like that. So I'm going to be gluing foam to foam. This is not bare foam, but this is, okay? So, what I like to do to get good connections, I like to score. Anytime I'm doing a foam to foam connection, I like to score it, okay? And that gives just more surface area for that glue to stick to. Okay, so let's take our foam, a little of our glue, on the side. Okay, if you got little runs over, you just use your finger. Nice thing about this Chinese glue is that you put it in there, pull it up just a little bit, go air, put it back down, and she's good. You don't have to do that like with foam tack. You give it a minute or two. Not with this stuff. You really don't have to do that with this stuff. Okay. Put it in there. We'll air one time, put it back down, and you are good to go. While that's drying, that'll take about 4 or 5 minutes to really let that set in before I'm going to start touching it. Probably give it a good half hour. So in the meantime, we'll put these on. All right. And we'll be cutting for a break here in a second. I'll find the guns, and I'll put that as part of the, I found the guns. I just saw the guns. I done found the guns, man. I got the guns. Don't put the missiles on backwards. That would be not good for your pilot trying to defend his country if his missile goes backwards on him. That would not be good. Because then his missile will deploy and come around and kill him. Alright, so we're going to let gravity be our friend right now. Okay. And we're going to grab the guns, the 4 guns. Okay. Like I say, I'm not trying to necessarily rush through this. It's just, it's a simple thing, and I'm trying to keep the video as short as possible, but cover all the important points. And because you can always go back and stop and pause. Now, if you look, that has a little, actually it has a pointer part. Let's see how the pointer part goes in. Okay. Actually, no, I guess it does go the flat. Yeah. The little ream right there, there's a little collar around that, that's what goes in. Now, you can pressure fit those in if you want, or you can glue them in. They don't really present much of a profile outside as far as whether you're going to snag on stuff. So, do what you want. You know what? I think I will just go ahead and glue them puppies in. Just because I don't ever plan on taking something like that out. Yeah, it's in there. Okay, we'll take our little dab of do ya. Little dab of do ya glue. Okay. that Chinese glue. Okay. I love the Chinese glue, man. I do. I love the Chinese glue. It's good glue. Good glue. It's good glue for you. All right, and that's how it should look when you're all done. Okay. Now let me take a look at these pylons. They're getting kind of sticky, kind of tacky. I think we can risk attaching the magnets on there. This is not labeled right or left, so I don't think it really matters one way or the other how they go on. But that looks beautiful. Let's take it. Hopefully it will not touch the missiles. Okay. Nice spring-loaded latch. And folks, that is the basic build, the very basic build of the FREEWING 80mm F9F-8, I think it is, Cougar. 80mm with the new upgraded fan and the reversing ESC and the E52 gyro. So there you go, folks. I'm gonna do the radio setup next. Now what I will do is I'm going to look at this gyro. I'm going to figure it all out. Go ahead and install my receiver, which I'll be using a 7-channel Limit RX Gen 2 receiver. Be mounting it in, and the Gen 2s are not, at least that type is not location specific. So I'll tuck it up probably out of the way. There's a nice crevice right up in here. I'll tuck that up out of the way, bind it to my NX10, and we will go from there, and we'll see how that works. Then I'll explain everything I'll be doing from that point on. We'll look at the manual. We'll see what the rates say, and then I'll go over that with a post-radio setup video to show you everything that I did. Okay, well, folks, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And that was the unboxing of the FREEWING F9F-8 Cougar and Motion RC. Thank you so much for taking $459 or $89 of my money and sending this to me. Bye, y'all. God bless. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends. And the Jets. Bye-bye.